thank you advice is just valuable to what we are trying to accomplish with our customers. I love the parallel that you've drawn between a medical practice and having an HVAC practice. Is often coined, and that's prescription without diagnosis is malpractice. That's, you know, we want to avoid that. So in the whole process of investigate, analyze, and quote, I'm taking a bite right out of the middle on the analyze. If you could bring up my slide. And so we've gathered some data, or we've gotten data from the air advice, and what do you do with it? It's like, you know, we have these numbers, and there's other data we need to gather too. I mean, I always have my guys, when they go in, I want a system perform. There's also some building science information that we need to gather, as possibly a blower, and looking at infiltration rates. But you have all these numbers, and you need to go. If you have high particulates in your house, a UV light is not going to be the answer. So what we need to do is make sure that we are taking at what it's telling us and follow where it's our filtration. Maybe we want to look at our building pressures and tie those two together, because all the filtration in the world is great, but if our infiltration is greater, it's going to be a wash. So it's important to really look at the data. If we have high carbon dioxide, that will point us, one, we always want to look at source. So if we can do source control, that's great. But what can we do to offset that? And if we're looking at high carbon dioxide, identify the source, and that's probably going to tell us that maybe we ought to look for dilution as a source. I mean, answer to the problem, and that would be bringing outside air, fresh air in to dilute and or change building pressures to take care of that type of problem. Obviously, if you have carbon monoxide, that's going to put off some red lights. That would take you to look at your combustion products within the home, your combustion air zone. So that's going to point you in that direction. So you follow the data, analyze it, that's going to point you in that direction. And you need to have a look at your combustion appliances. Are they venting properly? Do we have clean burns in our combustion appliances? And again, that could point to building pressures. If we've got a structure that's slightly negative in building pressure and we're causing certain appliances to backdraft, that's gonna point you right there, and you could take care of that problem. I've been taking a lot of calls, and people are wanting to know, well, hey, what do we do? What do we do? So I always go back to the four main points. It's thermal comfort, it is filtration, control humidity, and outside air. Those are the key points that we look for when we're trying to create clean, healthy, and comfortable environments. Jeffrey May, in his book, My House is Killing Me, says that the HVAC industry has a huge responsibility, as in all the air we breathe in a building or a home at one point goes through an HVAC system. So we're tempering the air, removing humidity, we're able to filter the air as well. During this whole process of analyzing the data, you have to connect that with the customer. So you need to walk them through it, need to help them decide what is in their best interest, meaning are we offering solutions that are going to take care of what they're feeling in the house, whether they've got children with asthma, or it's just allergies or immune compromises, respiratory compromises. We need to make sure that our solutions are going to take care of their problems. and advise them about the mechanical part of it. Is the equipment old? Are we looking at replacing it before there's an emergency? A big one is, can the existing system support good filtration? A lot of times what I'm finding is that the ductwork is undersized, equipment is oversized, under-delivered, and to slap a good filter in place, things are going to go the wrong direction. We want to follow up, make recommendations on maintenance agreements to all your customers, ask for referrals. So one of the biggest things that we can do is, we have data, but you need to sit and listen and talk to your customers. A sit-down interview is going to be just as valuable as gathering data. Next slide. So performance by design, using building science tools and technologies like Air Advice. I use a lot of handheld devices as well. Best practices, and the whole house is a system approach. You'll be able to test, design, implement safe, healthy, efficient, and comfortable environments for your clients.